almost there. Hello. I have a few minutes. Let us set this madness up. Let's see what's happening on Facebook. Because it's about time. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, there is no one watching. Never know muli bazibu bantu mmwe. Nange mbeera liikirira. Muli wa? Mundekeredde? Did y'all get the memo? I don't see you. Where are you? Waiting they say, come with the chop life. Where are you? Hey, Muliwa. Oh, there you go. There you are. How you doing? We here. Hi, Samuel Serunjoji on YouTube. I am seeing you. What's up? Where is everybody watching us from today? You know the drill. So, okay, Mumbulire. Ani ataina Saudi. Ani atampulira. You attention what did them. You know. Let us know. Muli outside this. Someone is saying Muliwa weru. Let me know. Drill mujimanyi. Ani atampulira. Ani aliwa weru. Oh God, I have to take my glasses off because the glare is for life. How are y'all doing? I want to go myself some big hair. Wow! I am going to... Y'all made it early today. YouTube, we're good. You got sound on YouTube. Facebook, what's up? Mumpulida. Mumpulida. Okay, they can hear me. TikTok, what it do? Mulibichi. Mumpulida badia. Where are you watching us from? Let us know in the comment section where you're watching us from. I usually like to know where everybody is. It's kind of like, it's fun. Just, it makes me feel closer to everybody. You have sound. I see. TikTok, what's up? Mulina Soundi. Clear. They also have sound. So how have you guys been? How has your week been? I was with you guys on Tuesday. I wanted to duck today, but I said, nah, I have to show face. I have to come here and we talk about this thing called the life. Mugamba mutia, wiki ya mweba date ya. What has happened in your life? A lot has happened in my week. This week was crazy. And I remember I tweet for all of you who follow me on Twitter and for all of you who follow me on Facebook, I posted when I was highlighting that I'm going to be out today. I posted and I said I have a new segment and it's going to be called Bonnets and Blankets. Usually I'll do that when I'm wearing my bonnets and blankets. But for its debut on Random Thoughts, we shall just keep it simple. But the next one I will just post it on its own, and it's specifically talking about relationships. Because most people have been coming to my inbox and asking me all these different things. Because I'm in a relationship. I'm married. I got married. And there's a way people have this big expectation of relationships that are with public figures, or just there's this weird vibe about us being in relationships. I know. I know. Because we are in the public eye, the scrutiny is clear, it's there. But I want to let you people know, for me, I keep it real. I keep it real. Last weekend, I was telling you people, social media is not a real place. We all have closets filled with skeletons. And I'll keep saying that. And so do our relationships. I've been looking the other day, we got into an argument with my husband. Like I said, we're going to keep it real. We get into an argument with my husband and it had something to do with an ex, right? And we're heated and we're arguing about it. And then I looked back, I caught myself thinking, I looked back and I'm like, this is how you could have handled stuff if you were younger. How are you handling stuff in a different time zone in your life, not specifically where you are? And it begged the question. That's when it hit me. I'm like, I feel like if we are comfortable enough to talk about our trials, our tribulations, our happy moments, our giggles, it might help somebody out there. So I asked my husband, I'm like, hey, are you okay with me having carte blanche about who we are? And he goes, go ahead. We are not perfect. And one thing, again, I love about an emotionally grown relationship, especially between me and my husband, is we are open to criticizing each other. Whoa, we can criticize Choo, 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 choo. To a point he will sit back and he's like, I fucked up there. I'm like, yeah, you did. How am I fixing it? Do you want to fix it? That's the first question. So all of that in perspective, I go to social media, especially on Instagram and TikTok, right? You keep seeing these relationship, this relationship sibayita baba experts balinganga kaleba but motivational speakers, but mostly it's relationship stuff, and they usually have the tiny cut videos with lots of information. If a man does this, that's a red flag. If a woman does this, that is this. If you, I'm like, okay, and it's a lot, and the algorithm loves them. And when you sit back and look at what we consume in this generation, because we are in the era of, social media and everybody's an expert at something, it hit me that because of such expectations that we see on social media, that is the reason why the rate of divorce is high. The rate of people being in single relationships is high. Yeah, there is something like a single relationship. The rate of people opting not to have families, the rate of families that are broken, it's completely high because we have this crazy expectation of what a relationship should be. And because we are consuming so many ideologies from people who also come from a different ideology. So you're out there confused. You're like, he did this, it's a red flag. He did that, it's like this. She did that. And we never have any conflict resolution. What is your conflict resolution in your relationship? In my house, when somebody does something, we own up. We own up. And there is no judgment. We will sit and you're like, okay, so you fucked up. How are we fixing it? Do you want us to fix it? We're going to listen to each other and we're going to go about it, because one thing I've also learned is you have to look at these people before you see them as your partner or your spouse. Can you look at them as human beings? That is something social media is not telling us. We come into relationships with all these crazy expectations. He's supposed to be perfect. She's supposed to be perfect. She's supposed to be like this. But hey, relationships are work. We wake up every day and we choose to work towards them. The longest marriages I have seen, the longest relationships that have blossomed into beautiful things have not been flawless like the ones you see on social media with people taking photos and, playing pretend. No, there's real pain, there's real heartbreak, and they work towards it because you choose the person you're with. Relationships are not about love only. Nah. There's hella compromise. There's a lot more than just saying, I love you. Watch here relationship is I love you. Neda. It's a lot more. It's a lot. And you have to work towards it. When I get into arguments with my husband, especially heated ones that are supposed to kind of look like a deal breaker, we usually first pause. We hit a pause button and we're like, but wait a minute. Is this how we want it to go down? What narrative are we going with? Are we going with the public perception? Are we understanding of the fact that we are both human? At some point, one of us can mess up. And if we do mess up, what are the arguments we have? Do we expect forgiveness? Do we want to work towards forgiveness? I'm just being honest with you guys. Like any relationship, even mine, we faced some crazy struggles. Like this year for me has been crazy. Not just for me. In this home, it's been crazy. We moved in together. I moved countries. We moved in together. We all had other issues that were pending, because I won't lie. I wasn't actively single. Okay, no, I was actively single, but I was not also actively searching, but I was open to the idea. Same as he also had things he was pursuing, people he was pursuing. I had people who I was pursuing. So you get all of that in a jam-packed session and boom, you're now here together, you're working towards it. Then we have kids. I got kids, he got kids, blended family. Then we have ex-spouses with these kids, drama, divorce craziness. Fam, it's been crazy, but I decided I would rather openly talk about things like this because I believe there's a person out there who could use this. You are young and you are impatient. Social media is teaching us how to be impatient with our relationships under the guise of, sis, you're a queen. Sis, you're this. My king, you're this. Walk if you're not getting this. No. When they say words like, I never used to understand those lines. I hear, love is kind. Love is patient. I used to take them for granted. I used to. But I really sat back and I'm like, before you look at this person like a spouse, are you kind to the fact that they are a human being? Are you patient with the fact that they are a human being and they're going to mess up? Now, how much you can take when it comes to the mess up is entirely you. But you also have to weigh your options, weigh your pros and cons. Because before you know it, you're going to be jumping in and out of relationships like you're playing hopscotch. Nimbye. Man, this week was just, it was an eye-opener. Like, for us, it was an eye-opener. We sat down and I looked at my husband and I'm like, if this ain't maturity, see man, to have an emotionally mature individual in your life is not something that just happens. No, you grow together. You grow together. You learn together. You try together and you work to being together. It is not going to miraculously happen. Your relationship is not going to miraculously blossom. Your relationship is not going to miraculously be perfect. You have to work towards it. If your partner fucks up, how are you dealing with it? How are you handling it? What's the narrative? What are your do's and don'ts? What are your expectations? We walk into relationships with 1,000 expectations, fam. 1,000! Hey! Then you show up into the relationship, you're like, but this is, when I was seeing it on social media, no, he was supposed to buy flowers every day. We put too much on our realities, best of social media, and you people forget one thing. Social media is a consumer app. They are teaching us consumerism on social media. They are selling to us ideas. Have you people noticed it? That's what social media does. It sells to us realities that are not even real. It sells the idea that a girl is supposed to look a certain way. It sells the idea that you're supposed to wear clothes from a particular place. It sells you the idea that you are of class if you do this or do that. It sells you the idea that a 9-to-5 versus a hustle is this. It's consumerism. Have you people thought about it? Man, you need to take a pause. You need to take a pause because I'm sick and tired of seeing people, especially us, the young ones. I'll consider myself young. I won't say nze mukulu nnyo. Naye nga ndi mukulu. But especially us, the young ones, we have zero patience to work towards what we want. In relationships, to be precise. We have zero patience. Guy does one mistake or chick does one mistake. You're like, I'm a queen. I deserve better. Go no, you keep jumping like a frog from one to another. Like, I need. Perfection is worked towards. There is no perfect individual out there. You're supposed to work towards it. So, with that in mind, starting next week, I will be having a session of bonnets and blankies where we'll just talk relationships. And I'm never going to use anyone else's relationship as an example. I will always use my relationship because as I find that's the realest I can get. Yeah, that's the realest I can get. And I would love your feedback if you have some questions and you want to talk about stuff and you want, this community is so big, you know, whatever you're struggling with, bring your question, let's sit down, let's dissect it and hear what people have to say about it. Okay? Okay. Just say it. So that is going to be happening. Mumfuna. Yeah, so you can go to any of my, you can definitely go, oh God, I cannot see the text here. Hey, tulikuchi. Yeah, I was saying, in case you have anything you want to share with us, you can hit us up in the comment section of any of these platforms, or you can just go to my DMs. I'm always open, and I love when people come into my DMs asking me real life questions. I love it because I always respond. I really do. I take the time out to respond. Let's tackle this thing called love and life together. right? We all deserve a little bit of happiness. The world is selling us an idea that no one is going to stick around for much, but it's wrong. It's really wrong. There are real people out there. There are people who can love on you. There are people who you can love on for life. There are people who you can die for life. All that fairy tale you see in the movies, you work towards that fairy tale. And it's a possibility for each and every one of you. So be careful with what you take in from social media. That consumerism, that, oh, king, be this, oh, king. Then there's the negative, there's the toxic masculinity, the toxic feminism. It's just, these are all agendas being set down to earth. And we're buying into them. And in the process, we are broken. We are broken. We are raising families based off of, before you know it, you're married for 2 years. We attended your wedding meeting on Tuesday, on Friday you're divorced. You're like, guy, y'all didn't even give it a chance. You're like, that was my last straw. That was a major red flag, girlfriend. Human beings are meant to fuck up. If you have somebody who is not fucking up, manya, what do you want? Someone who tries to pretend that they are perfect. Yeah. What do you want? Real human beings mess up. So, that said, can we get into our politricks? You have missed it. I think, I'm just saying. Don't forget, if you're watching us on YouTube, hit the like button. If you're watching me on any of my platforms and you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, and if you're on TikTok, you send that thing you do. Is it gifts or whatever? I forget what they're called. On Facebook, send them stars. I cannot have 1,000 people watching me and I only have 50 stars. What is your problem? What is the name of your problem so that we can address it? Please read some posts. What posts do you want? I don't understand. Which posts do you want me to read, darling? You've been typing that and saying to read some posts. Enter my DM. Enter my DM. Let me know what you want me to read. I love that stuff. And someone was like, T, one day, this social media you talk about, one day someone is going to come on social media. And no, like I said last week, I am not afraid of any data coming on social media. Yeah, because I live life in the reality of it. I live in that reality. So even if something popped up on social, you know me, I'm going to come and address it myself. But I like to share. And I like to keep it real. I like to stay with my narrative. Right? I'm on all 3 channels. I see you, man. I see you. Let me see. What else are you saying? I don't know why my TikTok screen, the comment sections on the TikTok screen are always like lighter and I can't read them. What country am I in? I'm in the States. Yes, for all of you who wanted to know, I left Chadondo. I left Chadondo. Kati tuveyo tutandikire wa mu politricks waffe na mu misinze bana Uganda. Congratulations, you kicked Ebola out. My question though was, how did you guys kick Ebola out this time without funds? I was shooketh. You remember that whole saga that came out that the Ministry of Health was angry that donors had refused to give them cash money. They were going to deliver things like PPE and all of that, and they were mad. They wanted money. The narrative on social media was simple. Tulino kuzimba apartments in Nigeria. What are you talking about? So Basizimba, you guys. I was reading the Auditor General's recent findings on so many things, and whenever I look at how much money goes missing in my country, so I recently saw a story. Apparently during COVID, Ministry of Health had something that they call hardship fund. There was a hardship fee. I think, let us directly translate it. It was a fee hardships while they are. Yo, that issue was crazy. Let me read it for you. I wrote it down somewhere. Nati demu. Where is it? Okay. There was that, and then there was, they spent, Imwaba James, these numbers are very scary. They spent, it spent 677 million. Nzidemu. It spent, Ministry of Health spent 677 million on hardship allowance. Yeah, on hardship allowance after the pandemic. But what's hilarious, 677 million was spent according to the Auditor General's report. But in this same pandemic, we have still seen that doctors who are at the front line have not yet been paid. Everybody around this situation was completely not paid. And then the Auditor General's report comes out and says there was a hardship fund. Who were they? Who got the hardship? No, like seriously. 677 million in a hardship fund during the COVID pandemic. It was signed off. It was signed, sealed, delivered. But the question is, who the hell got this money? Who went through hardship? Wait, Uganda again? Uganda is it's an amazing thing. You know, when we were young, they used to tell us the 7 wonders of the world. I would like for us to petition whoever is in charge of recognizing wonders of the world. But Uganda, Netflix, I keep saying this, tag them. We need a movie about Uganda, and not just about the beautiful scenery and our politics. And when I say our politics, I don't mean the struggle politics. I just want the corruption. Like, I think we are the poster child of real corruption, and we will be a good thesis study for other countries, because wow, when we do it, we use one. This is our catchphrase when we do corruption in Uganda. We go big or go home. Where? The same Ministry of Health, that if you want to cry real tears, start reading the Auditor General's reports. You see, these are things you people, I keep telling you, and then people have the audacity to come on social media and tell me, T, stop talking about politics because you don't understand it. I saw you on Facebook. I was laughing. I was like, we are learning together, right? We are growing together. But I try to highlight what I have seen. I am not an expert, right? So, the same Ministry of Health, you remember as soon as the pandemic hit, they did that thing at Nambole. Isolation center. Yali Nambole nzijukira. A big isolation center. Apparently that's where they were going to be sending all the but now they were going to be sending them there. Now, let me tell you something. The Ministry of Health, right, in regards to that Ebola, COVID situation when they built isolation centers, the Ministry of Health spent 1.2 billion. When I say billion, I say B for bread. Yeah, B for bread. Billion. 1.2 billion on 1,000 beds. Now you remember the bed situation was such a big deal that the president had to come and address us on national television and say, I directed them to create more bed space, but did they collect? He didn't even know, but he directed them regardless. Bagay. So, Ministry of Health spends 1.2 billion on 1,000 beds and mattresses for Nambole COVID Center. But here is the trick, corruption where Uganda, beautiful. To supply these beds and mattresses and bed sheets, the Ministry of Health, The Ministry of Health contracted 3 firms, 3 firms to supply 1,000 beds, mattresses, bed sheets, I think 2,000 pairs of bed sheets, and 1,000 beds and mattresses, right? So they contracted 3 firms that are owned by one person. 1.2 billion was paid towards getting beds, mattresses, and bed sheets for the Nambole COVID center. But according to the AG's report, right, 3 firms that were contracted are owned by one ninja. So basically, one ninja got 3 contracts under different name companies. I'm like, wow, did anybody see that? And guess you what? You think that's the annoying part? Nah. Of course, that story would not be anything. That is not even half of it. All these beds and bed sheets apparently were never used. Say what? I'm like, they didn't use them. So what happened to it? Now y'all remember, this same Ministry of Health came, I think it was Cheng and what is Atwine. Oh, Atwine was bitter. She was on national television. Do y'all remember? When that woman came on national TV and she said, you should not call us thieves. We are not thieves. We are like, oh, okay. But now, 2 years later, what should we call her? Because damn. Hey. I don't know what we should call her. Because every report that is coming out, people who are supposed to get paid never got paid. Monies were released. Apartments, zagen, and do you people remember ngawe bazimba mu COVID? COVID yabantu bazimba. Me, when we went into lockdowns and you know the uncertainty of what was going to happen, I thought everybody was going to hoard their money and keep it like this and wait for better days in case they need better to see themselves through better days. Abantu bazimba mayumba mu COVID nengamba tuli kuchi zino sente zivuddewa zebatatya okwonona mu COVID nga tebamanyi oba banaabeerawo n'enkya. There was no, you remember that time no one knew if there will ever be a vaccine, no one knew if we are going to make it. We were in a third world country, so we definitely knew for a fact some issues about to go down, right? Abana bazimba, if you wanted to know abana bazimba amayumba mu COVID, tambulirako mu bifo bino: Najera, Kulambiro, Kisaasi, Bulabira, weyongereyo, Gayaza. Amayumba gali kirona misana ng'oyitawo ku machanga bakayiwa enkokoto ya wansi. Bw'oyitawo ennaku ddala ssatu they are roofing. You're like, where? I had a neighbor. At that time I was living in Kulambiro. The very first year of COVID, I was living down in Kulambiro. Beautiful place. Loved that place. So there was a guy who used to live behind us. Nobody knows what that guy does. All we know is that he would anga akuba pate ku pate. Chirona misana. The entire 2 years of COVID. That ninja, probably in our lockdowns, right? That neighbor of mine never, ever once for 2 years came back home earlier than 4 a.m. in the morning. Pate! His house, pate ku pate ku pate. But when I moved into the neighborhood, Ninja didn't have a fence, he didn't have a gate, the house wasn't even plastered. So when I asked, hey, who owns this pretty house that is not yet done? They showed me that guy. I'm like, wow. Young king, do you? That ninja built that house. I will never forget that month. He built a house in a month. Fenced it, roofed it, poured terrazzo outside. I'm like, party, he's partying. Kwe. Mwana. Natiamu. naye nga buli bw'otambula mu kulambira omwo. There's that other part ng'ovudde ebulabira vaayo eyo weeyongereyo eri munda bayitayo batya neerabiddeyo kira mama amayumba gaali ekira. Whoa. Beautiful houses. Kwe. Nze natyamu naye nga byebyo kungu kungu yali ejjudde amayumba naye nga weebuuza where are these people getting money from? Companies are laying off people left, right and center. We do not know if we'll survive to tomorrow. So the logic, it beats the logic that people are out here spending like crazy, but they did. And the biggest apartments, whenever you'd ask the right people who know the right ones, would tell you echo chizimbe cha gundi. Actually, the Kulambiro where I was living at, here's the fun thing. Atwine lives in that Kulambiro. She lives in that neighborhood. If you're from Kulambiro and you know Atwine's house, it looks like a miniature hotel. Drive through, saying, I think it is like a 6 or 12 bedroom in the house. Yeah, you know where she stays. If you live in Kulambiro, mumanyi, keringe mango kirida. Bano bagaye bote bagala manya. Sente bajja bazirya tebatya. Anyway, nze if you want to get a broken heart, just read the Auditor General's reports. Ojakutya. A lot of money is squandered. But while all of this is going on, let's take a quick look at the fact that our public debt is at 79 trillion. Yeah, public debt is at 79 trillion. Now, today, let us learn one thing. What is public debt? I'm going to read it for you, right? Well, public debt is a fund borrowed by a nation's government from people, banks, organizations, and other countries. That is public debt. It is money borrowed by the government from people, banks, organizations, and countries. Now, every country has public debt because it takes a lot to run these countries, but our public debt with a population of 49 million, I am not going to throw in the GDP. Confusing, but yeah, our public debt is at 79 trillion as of this year. But 2 years ago, it was slightly lower. It was it keeps shooting up every 2 years. Every 2 years, the borrowing is still going higher. Parliament keeps letting them loan kuloni, they okay it. That's why you keep seeing things that shock you. You're like, buli mune Uganda bamubanja mekanza ngasizimanyi ngasaze walako. Hey, you're hearing government news statements like, well, government is going to start borrowing from private entities. I'm like, okay, that also adds on to our public debt. And the reason why we're borrowing this money is to help us finance the budget for the year. And this is where also I don't understand how countries work, but I will learn. We are learning together. I thought that the reason why we make budgets is because we have a specific amount of money and we want to make sure that that specific amount of money is evenly distributed. Well, turns out you can actually just draw a budget with kind of rough estimates and hope that you will get all the money that that budget needs. Governments are weird. I mean, in my house, say we want to do groceries, right? This is now me just being layman, like layman. We want to get groceries. And you have to sit down and understand that, oh, how much do I need for the groceries, right? So you sit down, you're like milk, sugar, eggs, you draw up a budget. Your budget is telling you rough estimate is what? $100. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's decent. Can I afford $100? Does it fall within my personal budget? You're like, yeah, I definitely can, right? So you base off of that to go to the store because you have drawn up a budget. You understand that whatever you have drawn up falls within your financial capabilities, so you go ahead. Governments are different. Seriously, governments are out here drawing budgets without knowing where the money is coming from. But dear, The government is also better. Maybe. So in case you're wondering, homework for this week, take time out and understand what is the GDP. Take time to find out what is public debt and how is it accumulated and how is it paid off, in what ways is it paid off. Take time out, learn these things. I keep telling you people that only way we're going to be the change we want to see for our nation is for us to involve ourselves in the things that matter in our nation. Stop walking around aimlessly without knowing a thing. You don't know what your GDP is. You don't know what public debt is. You do not know your constitution. But you know, just vibes and the shower. Vibe. No. Learn these things. Take time out. It doesn't take you even 5 seconds to Google. If Google they become confusing and you want to understand better, go to YouTube, type it in, watch a video. You won't die. You're out here consuming all the wrong nonsense on social media. We need to educate ourselves on certain things, because a very uneducated population is easily led astray by poor governance, because the governance knows you don't know anything. So they'll keep Baba Changanga Kadzi. We used to call them Chinese. But seriously, because they know you're none the wiser. So they'll keep doing whatever it is that they want to do with you. Learn these things. Take time out. Each one teach one. And these are things that I keep telling people. There's so many elite who are on these social media platforms. But do you know that Mama Mboga Oba, Mama Nachigude, who sells tomatoes downtown, would really much want to know what public debt is and how it's going to directly affect her? Teach one. If you know it, you can teach someone. Because the decision makers are all of us. Fena, abali up class, downtown, middle class, it don't matter. But if there is a communication gap and people don't understand why they feel oppressed or why their economy is not working for them, what do you expect really? In the words of Bob Marley, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. We are mentally slaved and we don't want to acknowledge it. We keep lying to ourselves we are woketh. No, mental slavery comes in many forms, in very many forms. So take time out. Learn something new today about your country. It could be about your social economics. It could be just about the economy. It could be just about the finances. It could be about your governance. But learn something. And when you do learn something, teach it to another person. Right. Okay, that was the homework for today. So, Anita bought Magogo a Range Rover. I have been dying to talk about this because it is so past news, but I wanted to talk about it. So she bought him a Range Rover, right? For his birthday. Then her birthday was when? Last week? Was it last week? Yeah. So her birthday comes and the whole of Twitter and Facebook is you are like, what is he going to give her? He got a Range Rover. Won't they buy her a chopper? We needed to see. We wanted to see these couple goals because all the men on these timelines were telling us, ladies, Anita has done it. We are tired of socks, ties, and gifts of sex for birthdays. Buy us Range Rover. So we sat pretty. As the females, we sat pretty. And we waited. We waited for Magogo. I was waiting, but power to Magogo. Oli akukakanya. Yamugulira lukeki nga lukomeno bwe. She couldn't front it because if it was a big gift, the one those two are really trying to shove. They are really trying to shove their relationship in our faces. If it was a very big gift, that chick was going to post it. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my brother Tayebwa for buying me this book, which I am going to read as like, she finna let us know everything. Everything but what Magogo got her for her birthday. We are waiting. Zex Biranji Danji. Hashtag Anite. We are waiting. What did the bay get you? We are now invested. We are officially in-laws. Social media in-laws. We want to know. Hey, Magogo, big up yourself. Osagane Magogo. Ule msaja ya chikuba. Kufuna Range Rover. Netulabe ebifaananyi ng'osala busazi keeki. Ojooga otya Anita waffe bw'otyo. What is, no, she's not Anita. Amongo. Nze bonna banconfusinga bonna kyekimu. I keep mixing up their names. But we waited. Mama! We waited. I was like, I stand a couple. If she bought a Range Rover, he is going to buy a chopper. Or a boat, or a yacht, or something. Yamukubira ekifaananyi nga basala lukeeke olwagejja bwe luti. Tuba tukyali awo wife number 2 naye n'akola keeke. For Magogo. So, yali duro. But then the question was, this was the question. Because he is married to 2 people, right? He is married to 2 wives. So, question, and I tweeted this, but I still want to know your opinion. So, because he's married to 2 people and he was bought a Range Rover, is the other wife allowed to sit in that Range Rover? Huh? You know, like when you're like running errands and you're like, oh, my car is a mess. Honey, can I take your car? I have to drop the child at daycare or go do shopping. I am asking, is she allowed to? Is it a family car? As in, can she sit in it? Oba, these gifts have terms and conditions that apply. It's just a genuine question. I want to know how blended this family is, because damn, he be spending more time with Anita, with Zex, Biranji, Team Carolite. All the photo ops I see, he's with her, and then the other wife is taking a shadow. But this is the same Magogo. Magogo has been with everything beneath the surface of this. Are you people forgetting this man's scandals? But that is his life. Chatambuza chimanyi. Atatugambe chatambuza. Chimanyi. I just want to know if she can share in the car. Chibuzo. Yeah. That is it. Anyway. Together maso. I saw the Joseph the carburetor arrest. Huh? I have my sentiments towards it. When I watched the video of how he was picked up, first of all, big shout out to those 2 guys who were seated with him when he was picked up. May each and every one know a peace that surpasses all understanding and be calm within the storm like those 2 gentlemen. Lord have mercy. About 5 operatives coming. I don't know if you watched the videos. About like 5 operatives coming. Carburetor is on his phone. These 2 guys are seated just opposite them. These guys have a discussion. Carburetor in 5 minutes, they're taking his phone away and they're telling him, Ninja, let's roll. But the guys who are seated with him didn't flinch, didn't move a muscle. There's one who was seated like this. Walai, the whole situation went on and he was like this. And as soon as Carburetor walked out, he just... business as usual. I was like, damn. I want to know peace like those guys. I want to be as calm as those guys. Even a Buddhist monk can't touch their calm. These guys were too calm. Hey! Wah! So anyway, they pick him up. They take him. Next thing we know, he's arraigned, I think, in court. And the charges, he promoted sectarianism or sectarianism, whatever it is. Yes, the charges are those. I'm like, wow. Okay. Since they're charging him on sectarianism, when are they picking up Frank Gashumba? Because Kabuleta's comments apparently were about the Western people. Right? Frank is on platforms day and freaking night, inciting. Because what Frank Gashomba is doing is inciting. He's pitting people with his whole Abavandime nonsense. He's inciting. Day and night, that man who looks like a cockroach that fell in milk. Nekayerukako, ako. Kasiba ku platforms, chidona misana, spewing a lot of hate. A lot of hate. But he hasn't yet been picked up. Of course, we know why. We know, we're not being naive, but let's just put it into I was like, this country is something else. It is a film. Ndena akagambo kannemye okupronouncinga nkulaba ontereza secretarianism muchichi mukategedde kwata security then oteke munism eyo Uganda ensobera. As I was still going through that, I saw a video of that chigai bachita batya chiriya chatweyambulira ne chitugunamira. Guy is asking for our forgiveness. I'm like, I swear this is the matrix. We are in the matrix. Things don't add up. Where? I swear to God. First of all, he has the drama of where he tried apparently to ask to come to the US and seek asylum. After the video shows that he is the one who started to incite the mourners. Wait. One more thank you, Stuart. Sectarianism. Yes, sectarianism, not secretarianism. Sectarianism. Sent you. English is not your mother. Together mass. Hey. Guy yazze bulungi nalabeka video njagala kwetondera abana Uganda. I'm like, but when you were undressing for us, it did not. You see, this is what we say, that when you join NRM, the first thing they do before you join them, they tell you, hi, hello, welcome to the NRM. Yeah, we would like to inform you that the one thing you do not need when you join us, ladies and gentlemen, is your brain. Please place it here at the entrance. Do proceed. Welcome. Bana akagambo nga kabamenya nnyo that one sectarianism, that one mukategedde Google it. Film ya masasi eno film ya John Rembo ne Schwarzenegger nga bagenze Vietnam nga ne batte ekyalo kyonna ne RPG mwene ebikompola bisatu ne bamalawo ekyalo. That is the film we are. Man, I have real hard. Hey, I see you, the truth gossip. How are you, darling? Nkulaba daya so gambo otya. Tuveyeyo nuzeno film. Research atabuse mu English ojja kutya. The English has refused to English, but we shall English on. The math will not math us. Oh yeah, those are actually two different people, right? There was Majembere and Chisacha Mukama, but why do they look alike? Have you people asked yourself? They are two different people. Wama. Mbadde neerabidde, mbadde nkozemu, bali babiri. Waliwo ayatukunamira. Oyo naye yali okusaba asayira mu wamma. Naye nga ka video mwakalaba. Ye yatandika ne bamuwa. Ne bamuwa. Then there's the other one apologizing for what he did. Nze mundeke ndababirabe. tuveyeyo. Yeah, yo, I was shocked, man. We do, you see, for all the times that I feel like things are not working in Uganda, sometimes I look at certain things working, though they work in a weird, broken way, right? They work in a weird way. So apparently, we collect 2.5 billion Uganda shillings off of the highway, the Entebbe Express Highway. Every month, we collect 2.5 billion shillings, right? And 1 billion is given to Aegis Road Operation, a South African company, for maintenance. I don't know why we haven't yet gotten African Ugandan companies that can maintain so that this revenue stays in the country. But yo, that's a lot of money. 2.5 billion Uganda shillings is collected on the Entebbe Express Highway monthly. 1 billion goes to a company for maintenance, a South African company, but echo tujja kikomerawo. Onfuna. Anyway, but like that was not shocking. Did you also know? I don't know. I think our highway is the most expensive highway in the world. Because it costs 35 billion. 35 billion B for bread. It costs 35 billion to build just a kilometer of that road. Yeah, that is what it cost us to build a kilometer of that highway. Costs 35 billion. And we have 51 kilometers. So each kilometer, 35 billion. In total, we have 51 kilometers. But we earn 2.5 billion every month off of it. Waliwo mathematics gwe sitategeera naye tujja kiddamu edda. Yeah, they say it's a South African company. I wouldn't know much, but it is listed as one. Aegis Road Operation. We should do research and find out. It could look like it was registered in South Africa and it is owned by a Ugandan. You just never know. Right? You just never know. But it's interesting. Some figures, some figures even mean ntiamu. Because that's a lot of money. That's good revenue coming our way. But it also cost us a lot to build it. Some of these things I also just find them online and I'm like, let us talk about these things and see, because people could be out here and they have different thoughts and they actually have harder facts, right? But these are the ones that are just out there. Let's go, Maso. Someone is asking me, Tina, talk about TV personalities who are quiet on the matters concerning the country and artists because they have... We are not doing that. You still think I can? You know, Bambi, but TV personalities, Mubareke Bambi, Banonya Kawogo, they are paid very little money. Yes, is it wrong? It is very wrong that they go silent when the country needs them to use their platforms and their voices. Sichipia. You remember what happened during the November killings? Very many of them went check. Very many artists went check. And then after that, they wanted to come and start asking people for, support me, nemubegana. You see, society, there is a way it cleans itself out. Don't look at these TV presenters and you think they are going to say much. One, half of them, the jobs they are holding, you see in Uganda, a phone call can be made. I am a true example. Just a simple phone call can be made and they're like, Yagambiechi, aina following kanawa. Bamukiririzamu mugobe mbwa. Ngabagoba. nga bagoba mukwano nga bagoba kati oli agenda n'atula nagamba already I am just earning about 2.5 million Uganda shillings, 2.5 million. If I am making a lot in endorsements altogether, I will come back to a round figure of like about 4-5 million. This is not even enough to go by the lifestyles that you see these people living. We shall talk about that, should we? No, because we all know how they get these other monies to support their lifestyle. So omuntu ngoyo tagenda kujja agambe bannange ki NRM nedda, otajja kuvaayo agambe Bobi Wine DC nedda, tasobola. Batya Uganda buli omu abeera ku bunkenke, tuli ku bunkenke badya buli omu abeera ku bunkenke. So if you expect these TV personalities and, you know, radio personalities or whatever that you look up to say anything controversial, they can't. The environment back home does not allow for you to be opinionated. No. A drone will pick you up, a job will be lost, they will forget all about you. Mubasonyiwe bambi. Mubasonyiwe. Mubalabe bulabe. It's a personal choice for them to come out and say something if they want to say it. But knowing them and knowing how it is back home, it's not going to happen. Not today, not tomorrow, not soon. And most of them are ass kissers. Let's just face it. Let's just face it, my dear. Most of them are ass kissers, and that's the best they can do with their lives. Uganda is, we're in matrix. We're in the matrix because certain things don't add up. Don't expect much from these people. They're also just trying to fend. Is it right? No. It's not right. But let's keep it 100. These guys have nothing more to go for them. The best they can be is that person, be on TV and hype and, you know, be a presenter. Kati omujjako obwa presenter akole ki? Aliewa. Abasinga business tebazimanyi, their businesses are always aligned with what they are doing. Either they are going to be MCs on the side or wedding MCs, or they are going to host. It is the same thing. The NBS layoffs. Why would I even talk about the NBS layoffs? Did you ever notice? The first company I saw do layoffs was Urban TV when I was working for it. We woke up one day, the HR sent an email and said, "Bwosanga message jangu mu office yange." By the end of the day, guess what? 80 to 90% of the team called Urban TV was fired in one day like this. Hearts were broken, dreams were shattered. A lot. 90%. We got up one day, we received the email. People got their matching letters like that. And it's so weird. Like, the labor laws in my country are so weird. Like, they never prep you. They won't give you like time in advance and say, okay, in 2 weeks we have layoffs, we have cutoffs, we have... No. They just got up one day and they're like, Chiganya, Sente Teziwera, we cannot afford all of you. 90%. We ran Urban TV for, I think it was close to 8 months. It was just about, well, like 8 people. Let me remember. Me, Willis, well, like about 8 people running an entire TV show. Rather, station. And we would interwork, but here is even what made it worse. I worked for New Vision. After they cut them off, after they cut them off, after they cut them off, and we stayed just the few who were there, most of us had to get, like, we would do now triple the amount of work. They called us in a meeting. They're like, right now, Tuli Kola Gwanga, just Gwanga Mujaya, you're not going to be paid extra. I was like, what? So I'm doing 3 TV shows, editing, scripting, but you're only paying me for one job. Head of TV looked at me and he said, yeah, right now you're just doing it for the love. Way. TV. So when I saw what's happening at NBS, the layoffs, I mean, I'm like, I understand. It is a possibility. It is a very, very easy possibility in Uganda. No one is going to care about it. The labor laws don't hold anybody accountable anyway. Properly. And they told us you will not get paid the same salaries you have been earning. Hey. Zezo. Then when they noticed we were getting a little bit hard, they were like, you see, okay, you can invoice for the work you have done, and then with time when we have stabilized with enough advertisers and all of this, we shall get back to you and see if we can pay them out. I waited. Guno gwakana vayo nga sizifunye. Bwe naddayo wa head of TV okumugamba bannaye ndowooza kati tutereddemuko akasente kange. He looked at me and he's like, that is something of the past. Aye! My heart! I've literally worked for free for almost a year. Next thing we know, they are bringing in, that's the time if you are an ardent follower of Urban, then there is a time we first went off air, like boom. And when we came back, we had rebranded and they had brought for us Jake Azora as the new head of TV. I'm like, it's interesting. They built a new studio, did that, did this. Meanwhile, this is the same company that was telling us there is no money, but they spent. I know the MOU was different between them, but still this was money that was available. Let me tell you, Uganda, filimu ya Masasi. So when I see what's happening at MBS, I'm like, it is sichipia nawe. Because half of my counterparts who are actually fired from New Vision all ended up at NBS. So imagine you are laid off at at New Vision, then you join NBS, boom, the same thing happens to you. Gendo nabo alweza olwetaga. No one is going to hold anyone accountable. Bajja kugoba otuleka. And what's even more funny, the labor laws in my country, they don't know, like something like that in this country, if it happened, then someone can sue you. Because what if I am just distraught and I go and take my life? My family can sue you. Not in Uganda. Neda. Oh, gaya kugobanga taina na kutia, someone said he was fired off WhatsApp. Yazuka kumacha nasanga WhatsApp. Yeah, you have been fired. Another one found out by going to work. Not NBS. These were different conversations we were seeing on social media from different companies. Another one told us he showed up at work for his key card not to work. He tried using the key card and got tekola, right? Ngatekola, so I get an abuza security. What's going on? Why can't I get through in Uganda? But the HR calls it. He's like, you were fired, but you see, I forgot to call you. But yeah, anyway, you're still fired. Where? Nakamba chinochika. Why Uganda? Uganda filimu nawe. Eri filimu. Bakugoba. Bulungi. Nze natula ku New Vision when that stuff was happening, and I'm like. And you know what made it more worse for me was, regardless of what had happened, my show still had good ratings. My YouTube for the show was bringing in crazy good money. And I always had an advertiser. You remember, if you go to the clips of Scoop on Scoop, it always had an advertiser. I remember they even told us something like, Urban has failed, you're now spending Bukit Day's money. I'm like, now it is Bukit Day bailing us out, but hey, I know. I just knew. C'est la vie. So, if you have been laid off or fired, it's actually not just happening there. I don't know if you've seen, CNN is also doing it. They've done layoffs. Nation Media Group, I saw the one in Kenya doing layoffs. There's something in the air. There's something happening with journalism, and we have not yet understood it, but there are layoffs everywhere. There are very many layoffs. So maybe with time we shall understand it. Nze natyamu. Buli kimu kisoboka wamma. Buli kimu kisoboka. So mubasabire, if you know someone who has been laid off, reach out to these people, bambi. Reach out. Omuntu ayinza okugenda nako meeting a suicide, because these companies do not even prep you. They're supposed to prep you emotionally. You know? We don't have trade unions fighting for any laborer in Uganda. We don't. We don't, but we have the laws. There are labor laws. There is actually an entire association or whatever it is, just strictly for that. But you try going to them. You try going to them when you have a situation like that. Don't worry, you get her. 2 weeks ago again, y'all noticed something weird. Not apparently. So, NRM has a lawyer. NRM has a lawyer for NRM. And the president appointed him as the new Court of Appeal judge. Are you people seeing what I am seeing? First, Norbert Mao is put there properly. Because they needed someone they can control, and he's controllable. Sagane French Katibwe. Then now they get their NRM lawyer, put him in the Court of Appeal situation. Meanwhile, we have an upcoming election sometime, and there's rumor of Parliament wanting, to be the one to decide who becomes president. We still have so many amendments in the Constitution. Something is going on. Something is going on. Hey. Sibitegera. But that happened. Also, I just wanted to pepper that in and tell you that is where we are. Because we all know the judiciary is held captive. The most very unindependent institution in Uganda. 2 of them that I know that are totally not independent and are not for the people. In Chogera City, our judiciary and our security forces. They are owned by an individual group. Yeah, seriously speaking, they are owned by individual people. That group where the decisions are easily made, and there's a way we don't pay attention to it, but it's there. I saw a photo of Uganda police housing, and someone was like, T, watch it or you get a call the way Uganda police people sleep in bad homes. What should I say? Haven't they tried to complain? I have police friends. They tell me the drama that happens with police. Why? Uganda, film. I can't begin. We all grew up knowing the person who sleeps badly is a police person. But they built some fancy ones, right? But they're still not enough. Then you juxtapose that to what's happening in Rwanda, where there are police people. But we shall overcome, right? We shall overcome. I won't talk about it. I won't talk about it. You also saw that very viral story that was going on. Before we even go to that, someone told me I should talk about what beer did. Nanti mwamuwalia beer nze muita baby pombe. We have not been giving him attention for a while. He has been tweeting, but ngate tubifako. Until yesterday he dropped the bomb, man. He had one day vibe. He came on social media and he was like, I think I need to read the quote verbatim, quote for quote, but he said something about him not be aligning his thoughts with NRM, because he was like, NRM as a party is messed up, but my father, I'm like, oh, the film is playing out for us. We see where it is going. He has been on a whole rant on Twitter about how NRM this, DRC that, M23, Sudan. I'm like, twajira echitalo. Aliyeyo yesu dia. Mutali Timbuka. Now I think he wants to have his own party so that they can legitimately pretend they are against each other, and one will be the savior who will go to the war. Oh, Mumfuna. So the son will disobey the father. Epic showdown. And he will go and control and say the people of Uganda deserve better, not NRM. Then boom, there'll be a power struggle. And then Ugandans, because our psychology is easily messed around with, he will look like the better option. And well, we might not say yes to him, but he will make sure he says yes to us like he has. Boom. He's president with the help of the courts of law, with the help of the parliament, and with the people will stand there like, what the hell just happened? Tuze tubiraba badia. Ariyo. Yes, udia ku Twitter. By NRM is this. NRM, I'm like, saka film kantule, give me my popcorn. I am watching it. Omuna Uganda bwa batazuku se. Tugenda kugalamira but kule. Agenda tuko wachizadde. Ono ye bagenda kuvuga narrative eno. You wait. There's going to be like a power struggle arrangement. The son has disappointed the father and he jumps out. He will start his own party and they will do everything versus, like they will make sure that they're doing the opposite of what NRM did. And then Ugandans will be like, well, you see, this is a little bit better than what we are dealing with. Father will look like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And then when he takes power, of course, he can't indict his father for anything, not even, you know, the gross human rights violations that have been going on. No, he will give him a pass. Ninja will go to Rachitura. He doesn't even need to go to exile because that's his father. Zabana efiri munjiraba. Njiraba. Atene enyuma. Enyuma eno firi mubadia. Ewoma. Banja bakalakate emyaka emirala 5. Osaga, ono yakabaka lakata emeka 37 years of power since 1960 what? Asibaje tubulira 1962. Oh no, that is when we got independence. I'm messing up my own lines. I need to figure that out. The class of 86, yeah, the class of 86 bebo badia lero bobongo bubadechi. I am 37 years in power. You think he's going to wake up one day and just say, okay, I've done it. No. He's been grooming the idiot. He has. But they have to find a legitimate way to put the idiot in power, and they are building the storyline. Oh, things are going to be interesting come the next election. The news of ballot paper next election because it is going to be a film. It will be a movie. Someone keeps asking me stupid questions of what have I done about it. Me coming here and telling you to look at these things so that you can have more say in your leadership, so that you can have more say on who you send to parliament, so that you can be holding your government accountable. You actually, as a citizen, have the right to hold your governance accountable. It is in your constitution. Pick that thing up and read it. Read it. Stop asking me what have I done about it. I am educating your stupid behind that is sitting with complacency and living in a third world country that has a lot to offer you but is taking everything from you and making you live like a pauper in your own home. Okay? I'm just saying. That one was happening. So yeah, I was talking about the controversial story. You also that it was mostly on Instagram about that girl, Shanquella Robinson, who went to Cabo, Mexico. She went to Cabo with her friends for, you know, one of those trips, girl night trips or whatever it is that girls do when they go down to Mexico. And boom, video surfaces of her being beaten. Boom, before we know it, they say she died, but no one is saying how she died. So there's speculation that the friends she went with, right? The friends she went with are the ones who killed her. I've actually seen the story that they're looking into most of them and all of that. I've not even, before I can give you the gross details of what happened or how it happened, it made me think about the people you call friends. Mweba guy. When that story came out, it went on social media and people started posting things that so-called friends have done to them. A friend tells you, come, let's go out. You go together, kumba akulete ababbi abagenda okubba bakutte. Another one told us on Twitter, that a friend told her to come out. She was with a bunch of other men. She knew this girl didn't have a way to go home or transport. Minutes into her coming in, I think she was drugged. The friend disappeared. She was raped by almost all the men who were there. This story freaked me out. Ladies, be very careful of the people you call friends, because some of them are in your circles, but they are not friends. Sichipia. You need to really, really, really pay attention to the people around you who say, I'm your friend. Half of them are your true enemies. You know how they say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer? That's what they're doing. They are waiting for an opportune moment to F you up. Well, that story freaked me out. It freaked me out. Because I see girls moving with cliques of friends. My friend, hi twin. Twin is looking at you and saying, bitch, I don't like you, but I'm not going to show you. And at any moment, any chance they get to screw you over, they do. Remember when there was that wave of no one else would steal a woman's man but their best friend? Me, I've always had issues with trust friendships. I have my hi-bye friends. What up? What do you do? How are you? How you doing? And then I have those ones in my inner circle who I have taken time to vet. Then I have those who are like blood. But at the end of the day, I probably will spend most of the time alone. My only best friend died. That's the one who I trusted with my whole life. Friends, ladies, be careful. Be careful. Same goes for you men. It's not only for women. Men too. Be careful of the people who are in your circles saying friend, twin. This girl lost her life. They asked the friends what happened. The friends are saying, oh, alcohol poisoning. But when they check the autopsy, she has a cracked spine. But I'm like, wait, what? And she looks like she was beaten up. Then there's a video with a guy in the background saying, fight back. Mwah! Wait. That Shankwala Robinson thing was scary for me. It was a wake-up call. You're out here taking trips to whole new countries with people you're considering friends. Kumbe, they have planned for your demise. Be careful with the people you call friend. Vet them. Vet them. Your friends are the ones who tell on you. Your friends are the ones who are going to come and tell all your dirty shit out here. So pick them wisely. Wisely. That story shooketh me. And then the other story going on that everybody's talking about is the whole Balenciaga situation with the soft porn. That wasn't even soft porn. That was just disturbing. How you get a teddy bear and put it in bondage stuff. But then what even made it worse for me is Balenciaga is a big company. We are used to them doing some bullshit. But what kicks it in for me the most, where I'm like, these people they should think we are really stupid. I know there was a whole team that sat down to run that campaign. So not a single person noticed that, wait, this is distasteful, this is wrong. Not a single person on that team sat back and said, wait, what's that we're putting in the background and who is okaying this? A whole campaign by a company that big, and they want to come out and say, we are sorry. And the guy who was in charge of that particular account is not fired. It's just, we are sorry. It was intentional. It was intentional. Of course, then Kanye jumps onto it. Kim Kardashian also comes and she's like, we see what with Balenciaga, this. I'm like, Celebrities are quiet. It is also a conversation. Everybody had so much to talk about it. But I just want for you people to understand. This is what I was trying to say earlier on. Social media's job is to teach us consumerism. They are constantly selling something to you. It's an idea, it's a thought, it is a reality. They are constantly selling something to you. So they keep pushing those envelopes, right? They will push that envelope and see how far gone is society and what can be acceptable. We be seeing certain things on social media. We're like, when did we get here? I saw a story yesterday and it's viral, right? It's a viral video of these two girls who again went for a vacation in America. They went for a vacation. Two best friends go on vacation, just party wild and all of that. And they came back from vacation pregnant and they do not know who the fathers are of these pregnancies, but they turned it into a TikTok. I'm like, that's not cute. Are you stupid? How you finna get knocked up and don't know who knocked you up? Child, first thing you were supposed to realize is this is off. But they normalized it, they put it on TikTok and it's trending. So social media is going to keep pushing this envelope as far as they can. If it goes down to soft porn, kid pornography, pedophilia. Look at the Giselle Maxwell situation. Jeffrey Epstein's boo. Epstein's whole story is just sad. It's messed up. That's pedophilia on a whole nother level, right? So Giselle is got, and she's the one who is facing it rough because Epstein did himself in, which I still don't believe. I feel like somebody knew he had a little black book and he was going to tell on so many people because, hey, that little black book must have very many people because he was charged so many things. But what's so funny that the entire hearing, when Giselle was on trial, not a single name of who was on these flights, who was involved in this ring of pedophilia and all of that. Right, not pedophilia. Yeah, pedophiles. Yeah. Not one single name was dropped. I'm like, so she was doing it alone? Alone? Social media is going to they're going to keep pushing stuff towards our way. And because we are so far down the bubble and rabbit hole, like we are under the guise of likes and follows, we are accepting so much. And these people know. These companies know. The so-called man, he knows. And every day he gives you these platforms and lets you run wild. He lets you run wild. You are normalizing shit that doesn't have to be normalized. I go on TikTok and certain things I see on TikTok, I'm like, what? How dumb are you to be cooking chicken in NyQuil? And they are like, it's a TikTok challenge. You have TikTok challenges making kids kill teachers. You have TikTok challenges making young kids, rob cars because there is a hack you saw. There was a full story here in America where there were Kias. I think the car was a Kia. Kids watched a TikTok challenge where they teach you how to hotwire and steal a car. These are barely legal kids stealing cars, driving them out like crazy, getting into accidents, but it is called a TikTok challenge. My guy, social media. I want you to put this in your mind that every time you are on social, they are programming you to take in a lot of stuff. It's a consumerism situation. They are selling to you a fake body. They are selling to you lip fillers, Botox, lifestyle. You're supposed to be like this, but not like this. But have you sat down and asked yourself, to whose benefit is this narrative? Who? Who? It's just weird. But these are things you people don't want to acknowledge. These are things people don't want to acknowledge. It could be used for good, but if you ask me nowadays, the one angenda ku TikTok yeah. I see certain things on TikTok and I'm like, wait, we normalized this. Like, this is normal. It's normal. It's normal. You go on social media and see certain things and you're not even shook one bit. You're just like, yeah. How you tell me you're getting knocked up while on holiday and you do not know who knocked you up? Number one, that either means you were raped or drugged because you don't remember it. Secondly, why are you keeping a child whose father you don't know? That is also a moral situation. You're either going to have an abortion or not. But we have normalized it. These girls took to TikTok. They are now viral. They are trending. Whether it is all planned and it is just acted out, it's all right. But do you understand that they are teaching you to normalize these things? You're consuming all of it. Girls now believe for you to think you're beautiful, you're supposed to look a certain way because social media has taught us that a beautiful woman has to be this body size, with a butt that looks like this, with a face that looks like this. You cannot come on social media with your same looks. You need a filter. It is teaching men that a woman is supposed to be like this and treated like this and treated like this. It is teaching women that men are supposed to be treated in a certain way. But when you look at whatever things they are teaching us, ask yourself, to whose benefit are these narratives that we are buying into? To whose benefit? And we follow them diligently. Oh, whenever there's a new trend on social, we follow them diligently. And you want to tell me this is not a matrix? This is a simulation. This life, it is a simulation. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Something is totally off. And we are addicted to them. I'm speaking for self too. You be in bed. Yesterday I barely slept the whole day, the whole night. I was just on social. I was on IG. I get off IG, I go to Twitter, I get off Twitter, I go to Facebook, I get off Facebook. I am everywhere. You're just there scrolling like a dummy. We are now zombies. We are zombies. But do you know what we are doing every time we're on social media? They are implanting. They are implanting a thought in you. You're supposed to have this kind of money at this age. You're supposed to look a certain way at this age. You're supposed to only buy your food from this place. You're supposed to only eat this. Mama. Times I get scared and I'm like, because let's face it, this is one thing I made peace with. Death is a promise made to us at birth. Ochitagera? Death is a promise made to us at birth. The first promise you get is that you will die. So at times I sit back, because we're all going to die. We're all going to perish. We're all going to go. Fena, tugenda kufa, mubudde bwaffe. And it's something we shouldn't be afraid of, because it's going to happen. One way or the other, each and every one of us is going to die. I hate to break it down to you, but that's how it goes. That's how it goes. But I thought about it and I'm like, 2 generations from now, if things are this bad and we are the way we are now and we are normalizing so many things, right? What is it going to be like in, say, 2082? Most of us will be gone by then. Make peace with it. What's it going to be like? Because man, speedy ya chizungirizi nange ntyamu. Ntyamu. But anyway, so the whole Balenciaga thing for me, I feel like it was, I don't even feel like, it was planned. These are big companies that have creative teams. For a creative team to release something out to the public and say this is the ad campaign we're going with, it goes through a lot of scrutiny, a lot of scrutiny. It goes from phase 1 to phase 2 to phase 3, a lot of scrutiny. So you can't tell me that all those phases, ain't nobody checked and said, wait, what is that in the background? Wait, why are we putting these dolls in bondage? BDSM, this is for a child. Why? We are sorry. They're like, we're actually going to sue the company that bought us the idea. But you bought the idea. You owned it. And now you want to go and tell us you're going to sue the company that ran the campaign or ran the idea or whatever it is that they say they're going to do. It's a lie. It's a lie. So, one thing I want to tell you, whenever you're on social media, understand they are selling you something. They are selling you something and you're consuming it. But while you're consuming it, ask yourself, to whose benefit is that narrative that you're consuming? Is it to your benefit or is it to the man's benefit? Because you're buying into lifestyles and ideas that profit someone at some point. Just saying. I thought I should swing that by you. Anyway, that's just been my time. Someone has complained and told me that I should put titles on my lives on Facebook. You know, it's deliberate. Never think that I do something without being deliberate. The reason I don't put titles on my, apart from YouTube because it's a requirement, I don't put them because I don't talk about one thing. You know? I don't talk about one thing. I come from here to there, to there, to there, to there. I am everywhere. So I just can't say, that's why just know, when you come on live, it is random thoughts. The name is random thoughts. These are my random thoughts. Freely spewed, I'm spewing them out openly and freely. So I won't be giving them titles, I'm sorry, no. We do politics, we do satire, we do edutainment, we do entertainment, we do real life, we do relationships, man, it's a lot. I can't give that a title. The only thing I can call it are my random thoughts, and that's why I stick to that. Right? So anyway, it's been my time. I've been here way too long. Lord have mercy. Hey! Lord have mercy. It's been nice for all of you who see people who are asking me how to contact me. I told you. All my direct messages on every platform are open. I read through my comments. I try, okay, I try. But if you send me a direct message, I will definitely reply to it because I do see the direct messages. And if it's for business or whatever it is that you want to deal with, the WhatsApp number that I use, I keep telling you, I don't do calls. I only use WhatsApp texts. So you can text me on WhatsApp. That's at 0754 298325. I must say it again. 0754 298325. It is not for you to text me and say, hello, how are you? I just wanted to check on you. No. You can text me if it is business related, if you want me to run ads or something, or if you have a very pressing matter. It's not for us to catch up and be buddies. No. Sometimes I would love to. I would really love to, but I can't. You know, that's too taxing. I can't be everybody's friend, fam. I can be here like this, you know? I'm not talking about Zake. I'm not even talking about the abductions. You know why I'm not talking about them? Because I feel like Ugandans have not really decided to want to put a stop to them. Yeah, I said it. Because it keeps happening. It keeps happening. You sit and watch your friends get taken without a single person standing up for them. 5 operatives with 2 guns is enough for a whole Chisawe in Uganda to disperse. Nobody has taken to the streets because you're like, they will kill us. You remember what they did in November? Of course, that was the whole point. They have to instill fear in you. They have to instill fear in you. So I won't talk about them. It is sad. It is sad, but you remember this is the same playbook the class of 86 has been running with for the past 37 years. It is the same playbook. When there was unrest in northern Uganda, you remember what used to happen. When there was a situation in Kasese, you remember what happened. To this day, no one has been accountable for it. But they always make sure they instill enough fear in you to make you believe you have no power. So they are going to keep picking you up until you stand up and say enough is enough. There is no other way to put it. There is no other way. You can't use the justice system because it's compromised. Can we keep it real? Let's be honest. To be true, the justice system is not going to work for you. Security organizations that are supposed to protect and serve you are not going to do that because they are also equally compromised. So who are you going to run to? Who is going to fix your situation? They will pick you up like, they grab you and send you will disappear for months on end. They will arraign you in court. They will put you in a military court. No one is going to make so much noise. The very few who are lucky and they are probably figures that are known and they get good lawyers and they try to fight the system, you know how that goes. Right? Just say. They are not going to stop until you decide as the people of Uganda that you're tired of the unrest, that you're tired. And it's now happening in Central. Mwetegerezanga nnyo algorithm za NRM. Whenever there is, you know, wonna wali akazibwawo akatamwagaliza kusigala ini. Whenever he's in a place that challenges his regime, unrests and abductions and mass shootings and murders and some shit goes down. Now it is in central Uganda. You know why? Because that is where he is feeling the heat. So they will pick you up like grasshoppers. No one is going to come to your aid. No one. The justice system is under... The justice system is owned by a few. They are not... Look at Owini Dolo. You think Owini Dolo is going to make it right? You think he's going to fight for you? And if you're little known, they are going to keep picking you up because they have to instill a fear. They are going to instill a fear in you that you're like, oh, why? Tusirike. Nga baba kala kate emyaka emirala. Before you know it, muvudde ku 37 years. Nga batukala kase 50. Baleete ne didi editabanidye. Pooh! Bakuliyawo mu drone ng'omubbi w'akagoma ku church. St. Nelson. I see you, bro. Omubbi w'akagoma mu church. Bakwetikka. Gosaga. Kati mubeerawo nga mwerimba. Munange, we had the abductions and then your parliamentarians are in parliament. We, what, this, that. Abulekera bazine nkoko. So muloza munajja on the floor of parliament, it will change what? Tebibagia nawe. Tebibakwata nako. Tayawa is going to tell you, sit down, shut up. We don't have time for that. There is decorum. You've seen how they have been dealing with it in parliament. So, you're honestly seated at home thinking there's someone going to stop you from being picked up. Ani. Ani. Mbulirani. Bajja kusula ye chitalya. Tolina gwomanyi. Bantu bote bamanyi gy'oli. Tolina lawyer. Tebagenda kukkiriza na mufuna. Obeereyo abe wamwe balowooze wafa otaninge up after 2 years nga wenna bakukubye ng'obumogo baba bw'olina. I'm being honest. It's a painful thing, but let's be honest. Who? Chirije muli baddiyo okusitukade mugamba naye mumanyi bino ebintu tubikoye. You have to arrest someone with a warrant. Due process. You have a constitution, pick it up, know your rights, but these people pick you up like grasshoppers. When you try to talk about the courts of law, they're like, yeah, things here work different. What a civilian never mtwala mu military court ngoloza that same, you think that same country doing stuff like that is going to care about you? Kena wana kwerimba. Mwerimba nyo badia. Mwerimba nyo. Mwabagenda okwesitukira tewali agenda basitukira because all the odds are stacked against you from the jump. If this was a casino, don't forget the rule. The house always wins. That is what happens in Museveni's regime. The house always wins. Period. Whether you want to agree to it or the house always wins. They will pick you people up. They will abduct them day and night. They will not give them due process. The legal system will not work for you, and we shall keep going like that. Another election will come. They will make promises. They will say we are fixing it, and nothing will happen. And the dream and the cycle goes on and on and on until you bebachima. Until you bebachima. Bwemunasi tukane mgamba no. Enough is enough. One person told me, one of my friends in Kenya told me, is like, Ugandans have not yet decided to want their freedom. Nanyi ganga chingambye kate mukube ebinyo naye nga tasisobola kubanga kyali ayogedde kyali kituufu. Teyalimba abana Kenya bowe basalawo mbu kino kye twagala, my dear. Chebafuna abana Uganda, we are loving people munange. We are kind, gentle souls. Chobola baba tulinga ndiga. We don't want violence. We don't. We are calm. We are loving people. A vibrant population, you know. But I want you to understand, freedom has never been free. It comes at a high price. High price. So if you think you're going to be here, Buvanange yogera ku bino zake yakyogeddeko gundi yakoze bwati Bobi Wine atulwanira okay byonna bagenda bikola naye bijja sigalaawo tujja biraba ku TV ne ku social media. We shall agree to them, we shall power to the people, we shall do all of it, but it all means nothing if you, the person they are trying to liberate, doesn't understand that you need liberation. Period. Nenjogera nga bwenchiraba. So if you think I'm going to talk and begin, bring back our people, stop political, we can run hashtags all year and it won't change anything. But there are tools we can use for change. Now, if you're ready for them, the first tool you can use for change, pick up your damn constitution. Know your constitutional rights. Tutandikira, nzomanye sibi wambu ya. I give you a great start. Just know your basic fundamental human rights and know your constitutional rights as a citizen. In Uganda, they arrest you, and yet it is not an arrest, it is a kidnap. If it is an arrest, you're supposed to come and tell me so and so. Is it you? Yes, you are under arrest for this and this and this and this. If you need to be represented, what we call Mirandaizing here, like the Miranda rights. You know, they give you your reason for arrest. It is a kidnap, it is not an arrest. Because your family doesn't even know where you are. They will look for you all over Kampala in every police station because they said it is an arrest, right? Bakunonye nga toli mu any police station, webuuze kati ate obaddewa. Mu safe house. And as soon as for me they started this nonsense of their people stealing guns from police and the army, I just knew. Esawa yonna. Oh, esawa yonna Bobby is going to be picked up. Wallahi, mulabe film. Bobby or one of his people, esawa yonna. there's going to be treason charges on someone. Tebagala kulaba nonsense. They don't want to see this, all of this power these people are getting. Yet they have an election. Sawa now. This whole narrative of they have been stealing guns from police stations and they are going now after they started stealing guns. They first started watch this movie with me. They first started with their people stealing guns from police stations and all of that. Sirika. What? Okay. Bwebavao nebatandika zi abductions under the guise of either we have information that it is immediately after they stopped the whole when the stealing of guns came in. I remember watching Felix Kulaije somewhere on TV. And another, what was his name? I forgot. And the narrative was, we have it on good authority that this is all instigated by opposition. I'm like, here we go. Soon as that narrative was thrown out like this, left it there to marinate, abductions now started. Chirona misana, broad daylight. Banupu babachima, babachima. Before you know it, they are going to arraign them treason. Before you know it, they are going to be like, so and so, you have been stealing guns because you are treason. Mulinde. Mamulinde. Mamulinde. Esawa yona. What Sawanyana and Mr. Update are going through is nothing. Bagenda batekayo for treason. And they are going to get the big shots who could have decided to run on to run for anything in the next elections. So by the time elections come, there will be no one. Everyone is going to be serving a weird jail term, or they are going to keep telling them, come back to court tomorrow, come back next year, come back after 6 months. Lubaruimba. Ngeno budde bwebukolachi. Bwebugenda. This is all not going to stop miraculously because there is a couple of 1, 2, 3 people talking about it. No, it is not. This is something you gotta fix. So if you think I'm going to sit here and talk about it, I can't. Because I'll be no different from the hashtags that are running. I'll be no different from the people who are going to parliament and asking for, the LOP comes into parliament, he has more authority than I do, and he asks for them, they asked them who has been abducted, he brings a list, and an idiot who sold cows and goats to buy land worth billions, Mohaga, comes and says, who is being kidnapped? I'm like, wow. So if the LOP is being asked questions that stupid, they were now gonna bring back our people. Olabababuza LOP who has the right to come out and demand for answers on the floor of parliament. Let's keep it 100. I even saw another one saying they told you to bring names and you brought names, and some of them, how do we know these are even real people? Where are their national IDs? I'm like, na obusiru bunji Uganda bunji atabuli muba elite. How would you ask for national IDs in a country that has failed to even fix the national ID situation? Not everyone has an ID. I'm just saying. Tewali agenda batasa mlekera okweripa. Mulina okwetasa. You have so much power as a people. Arm yourself with your constitution. Then move from there. Okay? And that's been my time. We have talked about pretty much everything and anything. I'll catch you again within the week for bonnets and blankies, but for now I think it's been my time. YouTube, please hit the like button. If you are on Facebook, send those stars my way. If you are on TikTok, you know what to do. And if you want to reach out to me, I already gave you the number, and I told you my DMs are open for everybody. I like you in my DMs. You give me life. Negativity is bad. I'm just saying. But now I gotta go. It's been my time. Thank you everybody who has taken the time out. You took your time out and you're here with me from wherever you are watching from. It truly humbles a sister that we do this every Saturday and you all show up. I love it. I love it. Chinkolera. I hope you guys have yourselves a good weekend. For everybody who is in a time zone, ngabudde bwa kiro banayisula bulungi. Ali mu time zone ngabudde bwa misana. Enjoy your day, and let's catch up. Let us catch up. What? Oh yeah, you want me to repeat the number? How about I don't know what tweet you're talking about, dear. Repeat the number. That is 0754298325. That is the WhatsApp. I don't do calls. I don't do chit chat. Be precise. Say what you want to say. I will give you a response if I can. Sometimes it's not me. Sometimes it will be my I have a handler who does that too. So yeah, reach out. I got you. Have yourselves a beautiful weekend. Beautiful Sunday, beautiful Saturday night, or beautiful Saturday. Either way, it's been fun catching up with you. Enjoy yourself. And remember, like I always say, be kind to yourself. You cannot give what you do not have. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Be good to yourself. Bye. Bye. Yep, it's been my time. I'm out. Peace. I'm going to start with you, YouTube.